You are standing on the corner of 48th and Pinckney Street in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a bright, humid Wednesday morning, June 13, 2001. You're 19-year-old Jason Jolkowski, and you're in a rush. Your car is in the shop, but your boss at Fazoli's just called you into work early. You've just finished helping your younger brother with the trash cans, a small chore before you head out. You say goodbye, adjust your Chicago Cubs cap, and begin the half-mile trek to Benson High School. You aren't going there for class, you're meeting a coworker who offered you a ride. The walk should take 10 minutes. You know these streets, you've lived here your whole life. But as you step onto the sidewalk and disappear behind the tree line of the neighborhood, you aren't just walking toward a shift at a restaurant. You are walking out of existence. The disappearance of Jason Jolkowski is often cited by investigators as one of the most baffling cases in Midwestern history. There was no struggle, no witnesses to a crime, and no digital trail. In 2001, the world wasn't yet covered in the blanket of surveillance we see today, but Jason was walking toward a high school, a place that did have cameras. Asterisk 10:45 a.m. Jason is seen by a neighbor helping his brother with trash cans. He is described as being in good spirits, dressed in his work clothes, a white Cubs t-shirt, black dress pants, and black dress shoes. Asterisk 11:15 to 11:30 a.m. Jason's coworker arrives at the Benson High School parking lot. He waits. Minutes tick by. Jason, who is known for his extreme punctuality and shy, responsible nature, is nowhere to be found. Asterisk 12 p.m. The coworker calls Jason's house. His mother, Kelly Murphy, is confused. Jason had left with plenty of time to spare. When the Omaha Police Department eventually reviewed the security footage from Benson High School, the mystery deepened. The cameras covered the very area Jason was supposed to walk through. The footage showed the co-worker's car arriving. It showed other pedestrians. It never showed Jason. He vanished in the span of roughly 8 blocks, less than a 10-minute walk from his front door. Initially, the case suffered from the adult label. Because Jason was 19, police did not immediately suspect foul play, assuming he might have walked away from his life. However, those who knew Jason knew this was impossible. He had no history of running away, no known enemies, and he hadn't even taken his paycheck from work. He was a homebody who was deeply involved in his radio broadcasting program at Iowa Western Community College. The investigation into the neighborhood turned up nothing. No screeching tires, no suspicious vans, no screams. It was as if the sidewalk had simply opened up and swallowed him. In the years following his disappearance, Jason's parents, Jim and Kelly Jolkowski, turned their grief into a crusade. They recognized the massive gaps in how missing persons cases were handled, particularly for young adults. They founded Project Jason, a nonprofit dedicated to assisting families of the missing. Their lobbying led to the 2005 passage of Jason's Law in Nebraska, which created a statewide database to better track and report missing persons. To understand the disappearance of Jason Jolkowski, we have to look at the victimology and the likely offender profile. Jason was a low-risk victim. He didn't use drugs, didn't have a criminal record, and wasn't known to engage in risky social behaviors. From a behavioral standpoint, low-risk victims usually require a predatory offender who is either an opportunist or someone with a blitz style of attack. Jason's shy and quiet temperament suggests he would be unlikely to get into a stranger's car voluntarily, even for directions. The fact that it happened in broad daylight in a residential neighborhood suggests the offender had a high degree of spatial awareness of the area. They knew where the blind spots were. This points toward a forced abduction. Criminal psychologists often look at the least effort principle. Most abductions occur within a comfort zone for the offender. Because Jason vanished in a 10-minute window on a specific path, it is highly probable the offender lived in or frequently traveled through the Benson neighborhood. This wasn't a long-range stalker. It was likely someone who saw a lone young man walking and realized that, due to the neighborhood's layout, there was a brief moment where he was out of sight of both his home and the school cameras. The lack of a scene, no dropped items, no signs of a scuffle, suggests the offender used the con. In behavioral psychology, this is when an abductor uses a ruse, asking for help, posing as an authority figure, to get a victim to lower their guard. Given Jason's helpful nature, He was literally last seen helping his brother. He may have been susceptible to someone feigning a breakdown or asking for assistance. Alternatively, if it was a blitz attack, the offender likely had a vehicle where the door could be opened and the victim pulled in within seconds. This requires a level of physical confidence that suggests this may not have been the offender's first time hunting in the area. Jason Jolkowski has been missing for over 24 years. His room remains much as it was, a snapshot of 2001. In a world where we are always connected, Jason's case serves as a haunting reminder of how quickly a person can slip through the cracks of reality. What happened in those 8 blocks?